Oftentimes I interchange the word stepfather with dad because to me he was my father, but to other people, in reality, he is a stepdad. He just played a huge fatherly figure in my life to where calling him dad was normal to me. His most common phrase was, like, that's my boy. Like, he was always proud to represent me. And then junior year, I was hit hard. During the summer, my family was on vacation. We were in Tahoe and we had decided to rent jet skis. And so my dad went to ride the jet ski with my brother. As I was sitting on the beach, waiting for their return, I had seen my uncle speed in on a jet ski, going way over the speed limit. At first, I didn't think much of it, and then I seen my uncle running across the sand towards us, and I knew something was wrong.
We get the word, kind of through the grapevine that Josh's, father's passed away from a heart attack. He was in Tahoe, it was kind of, again, summer break, and, like anything, those things hit everyone like, a gut punch, right? And there's just great trauma there. There's great trauma.
That was really hard for me because I had lost the person who had been my fatherly role for ever since third grade. It was hard on us. It didn't feel right.
Well, there is a true brotherhood here, right? And that brotherhood consists of not only the adults looking after the kids, but the kids looking after the kids. That's what makes the place special, right?
Another mentor in my life, Coach P. He always checked in on me. He always hey Josh, how you doing, man? And that really meant a lot in a time where I felt alone.
I met Josh when he came here, and he was a freshman. I was coaching the freshman team, and he was a really good player. And Josh, I think, would be the perfect example of humility. Someone who has a lot of talent, and met his dad a couple times, his mom, and his little sister, his little brother were bouncing around there. And Josh's dad was a big part of his life.
Football got me closer to my stepdad because it gave us something that we could both talk to and relate to. He was always on the sidelines. He was probably one of, if not the absolute loudest person there at the games.
Josh decided not to play his last year because he had to work, right, to support his family. I get that responsibility that he has at home.
Having to step up as the man of the house was difficult, to say the least. I had to drop football and pick up a job in order just to help bring in a bit more money for my family.
I think he works at a child care center. That's Josh 101, And I know he worked in the summertime here at our Serra summer camps, and just to watch him deal with little ones, he's fantastic. He'd be a great school teacher. I hope, maybe that where God takes him, who knows, but he'd be fantastic.
And then another mentor that helped me through this process would be most definitely Coach Walsh. I felt as though I was somehow related to, as though I was his son or something. When I had lost my father, I was like, hey Coach, I don't know how much longer I could stay here, because my family wasn't in the best financial spot and we couldn't afford the tuition here, and I was worried that I would have to lose the years of bonding that I had with my other Padres to just because I couldn't afford it.
It's a lot of money to live in this area, and people need help, kids that need tuition assistance, but when these tragic things happen, right, these are game changers, and a lot of times financial game changers for families, and this definitely was a financial game changer for the Olive family.
The help with the finances was a huge financial relief on my family. That was a whole year of just not having to worry about that. It allowed more time for bonding with my siblings, for us to go out more, grieve the loss that had unexpectedly happened.
A young man that's gone through some great pain in his life has that worry taken off his plate, and that's huge, because especially with the loss of a parent, there's going to be some circling the wagons at the house, and to have that along with the mortgage, to have Catholic school tuition over your head, that's really rough on the remaining family. And so it's wonderful that Serra can help out those kids and those families, really.
I believe that it's important for Serra to have a fund to help those in need because, as I said myself, I was scared that I would not be able to continue the rest of my years at Serra, a school that I had loved and felt so welcomed at. It was scared to have the possibility of having to leave it. And I believe that fund really takes pressure off of other families that need it who may not be in the best financial place. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe my life could have gone differently. I could have resorted to more unhealthy ways of coping, and I think with the support of Sarah, I was able to grieve my loss in a very healthy way in which I felt supported. I mean, all I had and all I needed was the support of everyone in the community.